Happy Tuesday morning to you all. Not far from Ellensburg, Washington. Come on now, we got a lot going on. And I'm with Mr. Jordan Carey this morning. You met him in the Henna Shamloo video. And we're brainstorming about new Geology 101 lab experiences because Jordan and I are, well, Jordan's new to the area and I'm old to the area, and we're just kind of trying to think of some new things we can do with some of these magical places. Have you been here before, young man?
Through the canyon?
Yeah.
I've been to the canyon a couple times, never stopped at this spot.
Well, good.
So there are new things to see.
Yes, we're at the Umtanum footbridge area, or Umtanum recreation, whatever, and I'll put the link in the description below if you're intrigued by this spot. We're just going to kind of share some of our kind of brainstorming thoughts with you. This is definitely unusual for this time of year. Okay, wouldn't it be nice to have some kind of place where we could get like if we got to know some of these layers in the classroom? Some column formers, some not, do something with the stratigraphy here. We've got, you know, a fair amount to look at, but this is not the spot. Maybe we're not going to have a spot where our note, this is as close as we can get. There's no walkway across the way, it's just the railroad tracks.
Was it Beavertail Bend?
Yeah.
That second spot on Beavertail Bend seemed to be the best for, I mean, you get a little stratigraphy, you get the river story. I mean, that's pretty great.
This is pretty great.
Yeah, it's...
Oh yeah, it's better than getting your nose on it, for sure. Closer to the vans. Now my trouble always comes with, what do we actually do here?
Right. Yeah, the shadows are tough.
That's the thing. And you can imagine being here in early November where it's just black, you know? It's just shadow the whole time.
I don't know, you probably have a better idea, but maybe that would look better than the super bright spots, and you'd at least have consistent light, but it might just be impossible to see.
So this is dramatic. This is way more colonnade than I remember. Even if the light is wrong,
you can still see them.
How could we build off of this? From the lecture, from these topo maps, I don't know. From here, can we see differences in thickness? Can we decide how? I mean, it could be just like, how many flows do we think we have here? How would we know? Is each ledge a different flow? Do you notice?
Yeah, that could be
do
fun.
you don't notice? Does every layer have columns here? Again, we'd have to be closer for that. Like, this is the problem. We're too far away, really, to answer those kinds of questions. We can't climb up there. We can't. We only have 2 hours for this frickin' trip. We're trying to build from scratch. Let's go to the obvious place.
And probably only 30 minutes, 45 tops here, right?
Right.
After driving involved.
Hypothetically now, Jordan, they just had 2 Columbia River Basalt lectures from you.
Right. They've seen some pictures, they've seen some photos, they have a good idea of
they know the regional story.
Extent, and now we're trying to put that into perspective. The scale of them. This is a great spot to kind of see the scale. Oh, as good as it can be.
Could be the same thing we were doing before at the other stop. How much of the German chocolate cake is below us?
Right.
How much was definitely here above?
Find our common reference point.
Yes.
Can we see it here? Maybe. Maybe it's back a little ways up top.
We could walk them in. We could, I don't know.
The bridge is pretty far over here, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Make your observations, do a sketch, and when they do their sketch, they're going to come up with boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? It's just natural to, whether they're lava flows or not,
Right.
they're going to put boundaries where they kind of see the grass little ledge. They're going to put boundaries between from where it's like those really nice columns to kind of maybe crappier columns. Yeah.
Oh, man, look at these columns. I guess it is this time of
Yeah,
year.
right.
I'm getting these columns way better than normal. This is about as high in the sky as the sun's going to get out of the whole year. This is great. You've never been at this spot in this canyon. What are you impressed by so far? Just trying to think of a newcomer and what is impressing you.
Well, you've heard my column stories.
Yeah, you got
Columns are
on them.
impressive.
Yes, they are.
Maybe for someone who grew up in Eastern Washington, it's just like, but
Yeah. Okay.
it's like, look at the scale of them. It's huge. There's so much. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there it is. We'd need a better, like this would be like centered on the map.
Yeah.
We'd show
See how it's,
the craziness, the simpleness. We can get them to locate themselves. Yeah, it kind
see
of
a
shows
little
that
bit
too.
here.
Right.
maybe some of them have hiked through there before.
Right. Well, you want a mountain bike from Umtanum Falls down here, it sounds like. Good luck.
I think for the Yakima River Canyon story, I think the spot over there does a better job.
I do too. Weirdly,
You can really see the bend. I mean, this is a pretty nice bend, but it doesn't get better than that one.
yeah, the bend is okay.
And we just drove through it. We traced the river on the road.
Right, and now we're kind of in a hole. We can't see the amount of the curve that we could see before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not obvious to you that this is a straight channel. It's not obvious to you this is this incredible meander.
Right.
It is, but it's not obvious from here. We're in this hole, and are we talking ourselves out of this spot? I'm starting to wonder.
But we do have this. This story comes to life here.
I guess we'll see in a second. We'll get a good look at Umtanum Creek. Maybe there'll be something over there that excites you. There's beaver dams. There's, you know.
I wonder if I'd like to see on our way back. Obviously, this is a better exposure
Right.
than what we were getting at Beaver Tail, but
Right.
could we, in theory, do that same little exercise while we're at that same stop, saving time, spending more time doing it? Would it be possible to?
Can we do everything at Beaver Tail that we could potentially do here?
Spend
I
more
think- I
time
think
outside, less time inside the vans.
Right. Now, for a bunch of our kids from suburban Seattle, being at a place like this with a suspension bridge, I mean, that's what they're going to remember, and so that's obviously a perk for being here. This isn't PE 101. Different times of the year, there's plenty of gravels to look at. In other words, the river's quite a bit lower. But we're almost certainly going to be here in May every spring, and there's not going to be any gravels to look at all.
So do we jump now? Is this where we bounce?
This is where we bounce. Ready?
Gotta.
You're with the guy that weighs 280. You're in luck. God, I forgot there was a fire through here. Was it just last summer? Oh, 2 summers ago.
2 summers ago.
Yeah. Wow, how do you know that?
I was keeping up with it. I knew I was moving here.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want the whole place to burn down right before I move.
It almost did. Better exposure here, but not well behaved enough to do something with it, I don't think.
Yeah, a lot of loose.
I mean, this is still doable in the time frame, I guess.
If we drove straight here,
bust over the bridge. I say we're hiking. Like, oh my God, how much hiking? We're fine, we're fine. Just keep. Everybody, we're gonna hike. It's no problem. We're gonna hike. Oh, how far is it gonna be? It's no problem. Just follow us. We're good. Are there snakes? Sure, there are snakes. We've been here many times before. It's not going to be a problem. You're going to have to trust us on this. Well, why are we doing the hiking? I'll tell you why. We're going to get up high over the river. We're going to be able to see the river, see the stratigraphy.
See the bend.
We'll see the bend. There you go.
Maybe.
Possibly even get a hint if we look up the guts of the Umtanum as well coming in. Possibly we'd have, okay, there's maybe a sketch difference. If we're up on that bench, maybe we're high enough to look up the Umtanum versus up the Yakima.
And maybe we could see a lot further down that.
And how do these views, after you just sketch them at ground level, how do those sketches, or how does that look different on a map? Can you find, where are we on the map, by the way? What direction are we looking as we look up the guts of the Umtanum? Oh shit, really? Northwest. That's pretty straight, isn't it? Just thinking out loud. Now we look north, up the Yakima. How does it look different? It's bigger, okay. Bigger river, bigger, wider valley. But one's not deeper than the other. We'll try it, but
I don't see I was thinking it looked like from over there was a nice little step up, but now I've lost sight of it.
Wow. Way more grown up than I remember. What is this, mustard? This yellow stuff? It's taking over. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Man, that's gonna work though.
Can we just
work so nice?
Can we just go right up here?
Sure.
You can start to get views of the river.
Damn it! That would really work.
Yeah.
I'm starting to talk myself into it. Too steep.
Something here? Or am I just seeing things now? My optimism in me getting the
You
best.
are a sunny side guy. I love it. Yeah, there's something. Even this right here is going to remove some of our kids. Never noticed it. Let's try it. Well, we're kind of losing it.
Yeah. Looked like it was something. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or just some topography. Yeah, it's dying.
Well, now I need to. Your Chaco's up to this?
Oh yeah, Chaco's up for almost anything.
Attaboy.
This video is sponsored by Chacos.
This episode of Jordan from the Field brought to you by Campus U Totem. You gotta love it, and by Chacos.
Good?
Yeah.
Yep, I did the same thing. We lost our nice ledge.
We sure did.
It has turned into a slope. Although, there's
Uh-oh.
some good views, some real good views.
See, this is it. We're not, unless we take a bunch of shovels and pickaxes out here.
Beforehand?
Yeah. This would do it though, and now I'm greedy. I just want to get around the corner. But yeah, come on. Dueling drainages could be open-ended. Do you think a glacier came down that valley? Why or why not?
Sure, yeah.
Do you think a glacier came down this valley? Why or why not? I can't stop. I must continue until I fall again.
These are pretty flowers.
Well, now we're dreaming. Like if we had a viewpoint here, if we had an easy viewpoint here,
this would do it.
Everything we're wanting to do with this new lab would be on display. In fact, again, we're talking about top 12 things everybody asks about. I think there's a meteorite crater down there.
Yeah.
I've done my own research and I've concluded that's a meteorite impact. Well, okay, what's your evidence for that? Well, it's perfectly circular. Like, well, we've mapped it as a place where the channel of the Yakima River used to flow right around the base of that amphitheater. Oh, that's your opinion, but my opinion is a meteorite, so I guess we'll just agree to disagree.
Entrenched meanders, entrenched opinions.
Ooh, see? Now that's a t-shirt.
This is nice.
So I think you guys made a good decision to come here.
I think so. I found myself multiple times not going too far out of town and saying to myself, I can't believe we're in Ellensburg.
I love it. I love it.
It's great.
I hope that feeling never leaves you. It's too wide here, it's too grand here, it's too, unless you're right here where we are currently. Let's work backwards. What could we, if magically we could get our 20 students right here, what would we do? And then we'll work backwards to what we can try to do with a beaver tail bin. We have a classic example of a meandering river that's of notable size that has created a canyon. The Mississippi has meanders of this scale, but there's no canyon. And we have another channel that we can see right around the corner, not as big a river, no meanders, has also created a canyon. What is going on here, and what have you learned from lecture to contribute to this?
What have we learned from lecture, and what have we learned from possibly our ringer loop stop?
Okay.
And that meander, how is that meander different? Why is there no canyon there? Does the canyon have anything?
Remember at the ringer stop, we saw that portion of this river, this is the same river, but that portion of the river back in our valley has been squirreling around left and right just in the last 100 years. And we have the same imagery down here. This thing hasn't moved a bit. This channel, this same river has not moved one iota left or right, at least in the last 100 years, but probably the last 3 million years. Why? God, what would the answers be? I wonder how wide-ranging
that could be really fun.
I can only guess. I could guess them saying the river's faster here. It's got more speed. It's got more cutting power.
Glacier came through beforehand.
Oh.
And the river's just following its path.
Right. Somebody did the digging already. The glacier dug through, and now the river is it's a sluice box. Can we do anything out at Thorpe with the same river? Do we have images from that stretch of the river? Did the river, same river. We keep talking about the same river.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 4th trip. We're at the same frickin' river. Think about how different.
Yeah.
Think of the different behavior.
Well, and they've been to Craig's Hill. So, same river. Hopefully.
I kind of like that. There's this one through line through all these field experiences. It's the Yakima River.
And then we can tie in a little CRBs here.
Right.
You know, some other, maybe mass wasting, debris flows, lahars, the whole gambit. And that's going to be a big part in our, if we kind of want to bring it back to this, give this chronological story of where you're going to school at, tell it through the lens of the river.
I think that's your best idea of many good ideas this morning. That we're putting together a little chapter book for the Kittitas Valley. You're not saying it that way, but I'm saying it that way. And we're putting these events in order. Even though we keep visiting this river, it's not one story. It's not one, 11 million years ago, the valley formed. End of story. There's all these significant chapters that you have visited. We're trying to help you put this story together one at a time. And you can see them all from campus, essentially, or whatever. All right.
Well, maybe you couldn't before you did this experience, but now you can. You can. It all comes back. Then we write a short little book.
You know what you need to do is you need to make a book, and then you need to sell it. You'll make it. You'll thank me later. You'll make it. You'll make a ton of money. Like, I don't need money. Jordan, do you need money?
Always.
Don't answer that.
Who knows how mountain bike friendly that trail is? It might be a disaster.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Oh, hi. How are you guys?
Those terraces that you talked about the other day.
Really?
Nice.
Well,
I couldn't see your finger pointing at anything. Yeah, so we didn't recognize it. We kept expecting to see your finger pointing.
Well, what are you guys doing down here today?
We're just going up and down the river. I'm going to try to find some petrified wood up there if I can.
Oh, good.
We stopped at those beautiful lahars.
Did you?
Holy cow. And I went up and touched them and I thought they were going to be soft. They're not. Anyway, you have made the pandemic tolerable.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad. This is Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. I'm
Hi.
Rebecca. This
Nice
is
to meet
Sue.
you.
Are you a friend or the producer?
I am a friend and coworker now.
There you go.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
He's an exciting new hire that we have here. So
Wonderful.
we're out here brainstorming this morning about potentially some new geology experiences for our students.
So we want to pick up some petrified wood. Any suggestions over there?
Well,
Been
yeah.
there before and picked up a few.
Oh, have you?